What is up, FBG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about the girl Aloy. First, because I haven't talked about her yet. Secondly, I haven't seen that many people talk about her. And lastly, which I think is a crime. And lastly, I think this is a really good W for our free-to-play players, light spenders, players of Genshin Impact just in general. This is a fantastic reward that we're going to be receiving, whether you're receiving her in 2.1 or in 2.2. I think it's great. Now, I will be the first to say that the rewards for the anniversary, I don't think they're all that great, in my opinion. For anniversary-esque tier level of what we have going on, I don't think the rewards really match anniversary, just in general. But I do have to give MiHoYo their props on this one, because giving us a free 5-star, and Aloy, we're going to get into her kit, we're going to talk about her a little bit. She's a fantastic 5-star. Once again, especially for my free-to-play players and light spenders, especially for individuals that missed out on Ganyu or wasn't able to obtain her. Man, is this I wouldn't say a great replacement, but it is a good alternative option, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Aloy. Let me know if you're excited about this character. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go over what they have here on the MiHoYo official site, but then we're going to go into a little more detail in terms of her kit, just breaking down her elemental skill a little bit further and elemental burst, because there's a little additional details in there, as well as talk about her passive talent. So I do hope you enjoyed this video today. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. And I don't have anybody's eyes you can stare into, but I guess as an early preview, you can stare into Aloy's, what are they, hazel eyes? They look great. They did a fantastic job. Let's get right into it. So let's go ahead and go down. So obviously, you know, she's going to be a cryo bow user, and if we take a look at her talents, she has the normal attacks, which they look great. I think they did a good job with her normal attacks in terms of animation. I like the roll right there. It's kind of saucy, I'm not gonna lie. She has a charge attack that will deal cryo damage as well when it's fully charged, so that's pretty standard, everything that we see here. Now, her elemental skill right here, Aloy throws the freeze bomb in the target direction that explodes upon impact, dealing cryo damage. After it explodes, the freeze bomb will split up into many chill water bomblets that explode upon contact with opponents or after a short delay, dealing cryo damage. Now, when a freeze bomb or chill water bomblet hits an opponent, the opponent's attack is reduced and Aloy receives 1 coil stack. Aloy can gain up to 1 coil stack every 0.1 seconds, basically just instantly. Now, first and foremost, it looks great. I love what they did with the animation here, but also a couple of things to note is that when you get the coil stacks, you can see that number 1, and then you can see that adds up 3, 4. You can see now she's at 4 coil stacks. Now, the coil stacks are going to allow you to hit harder when it comes to your normal attack, which we'll get into here in just a moment, but it also reduces the opponent's attack, which is going to be really nice, because that allows Aloy to be very versatile on teams and gives her a little bit of supporting capability. So I like her elemental skill, and I think her elemental skill is actually the highlight to this character. It's going to be really nice, something that you're going to want to pop off often. And then it allows Aloy to, you know, do her normal attacks, because now she's doing more damage, freezes the enemies. It's really nice, has a bit of AoE because the bomblets kind of go in a good area. So it's nice. It's good stuff right there. Now, moving on from there, we do have her elemental burst, and it's a very standard, very, you know, nothing crazy going on here. Aloy throws a power cell filled with cryo in the targeted direction that detonates with an arrow, dealing AoE cryo damage. I guess what I can say about this is the animation's really nice. It has a decent AoE on it, from what I can see, freezes the enemy, and it does some decent damage. I looked at the numbers, which aren't, you know, official confirmation numbers. Massive shout out to Honey Hunter World, but they look decent. They look like it's going to hit decently hard. Nothing, you know, outwardly going on. So, and that's all the elemental burst does. There's no anything additional in terms of that. And then you have the story in the background. So now at this time, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just take a look at her passive talents, kind of let you guys know what's going on there, because her passive talents is pretty good as well. So let me go ahead. Once again, massive shout out to Honey Hunter World for this. So if we take a look at her passive talents, so for passive number 1, when Aloy receives the coil effect from Frozen Wilds, which is her elemental skill, her attack is increased by 16%, while nearby party members' attack is increased by 8%. This effect lasts for 10 seconds. This is actually pretty nice. Now, the interesting thing about this, and I want to get your guys' opinion about this as well, is that she has the supporting capabilities with the elemental skill for that passive 1, where she's going to increase the party members' attack by 8%. But the thing is when you cast the elemental skill, it's boosting Aloy's attack up as well. So the thing is, I guess what you have to figure out is, when you do the elemental skill, you get your coils. Are you going to then leave Aloy out and do your attacks because now you have your attacks boosted, or are you going to switch into another character and then allow them to go hamburger because now their attack is boosted as well? It's really interesting, and I think there's multiple different ways that you can do it. I think you can pop your elemental skill, you can get 4 coils, start doing some attacks with Aloy, and then if you want to switch her out at a certain point in time before the effects run out for your allies, then you can do that so they have a little bit extra oomph to them when they're attacking. I think it's something that you can definitely play around with. It's one of those situations that if you want to leave her out and let her do damage because, you know, Aloy is going to be your most favorite character and you want her to be doing all the damage, then you can. Or if you want to use her more in that kind of supporty type of role, you could do that also. She's flexible that way, so it's really good to see that. But interesting nonetheless. Then if we take a look at her passive 2, Strong Strike, when Aloy is in the Rushing Ice state conferred by Frozen Wild. So the Rushing Ice state is, if I'm not mistaken, when you get 4 coils, you do get into that state to where, yeah, it is. So when you obtain 4 coil stacks, then she enters the Rushing Ice state, which then further increases your damage dealt by normal attacks and converts the normal attack damage to cryo damage, which is that's an important thing to note as well. So when you get all 4 coils, your normal attacks are increased and then they convert it to cryo. So you have to keep that in mind, and that lasts for 30 seconds. Yeah, no, hold on, let me see the duration on that. No, 10 seconds, excuse me. So it's only there for 10 seconds when you're doing that. Okay, now if we go back to her passive 2, when in the Rushing Ice state, when you do your elemental skill, her cryo damage bonus is increased by 3.5% every 1 second. A maximum cryo damage bonus increase of 35%. So you get a maximum of 35%. And that's going to be cryo damage. So that's the thing. That's the interesting thing. Is that first passive, it's a little contradictory. Once again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I guess it would depend on if you want to use Aloy as your main attacker and your main damage dealer, or if you don't mind switching her out. Because the thing is you pop your elemental skill, you get the 4 coils, you're then getting all this boosted attack that you're going to want to use. But if you're not too concerned about that, then I guess you can switch her out into your other character that you're more concerned about getting all the damage off with. So it's really just dependent on how you want to play your Aloy. I think there's going to be many different ways you're going to see people playing Aloy, and probably some hybrid roles you're going to see. But I like that. I like that you get the choice. You have the ability to choose how you want to play Aloy. And there's not one shoe fits all type of deal. You can, you know, play her how you want to play her. Now, one thing I did also want to talk about is her constellations, and as of right now, we don't have any constellations, and I don't know how you would be able to get constellations. I don't have that information as of this recording, so it's going to be interesting to see if Aloy even gets constellations. I'm going to assume that she is, because every character in Genshin Impact has one, and it'd be weird for a collab character not to, but we just don't have that information yet. But I am interested to see what her constellations will be, as I think they should be good because she's a 5-star. But also more interested to see how you're going to be able to get them, right? So we'll have to just kind of sit around and wait for MiHoYo to provide us that information whenever that may be. But that's Aloy in a nutshell. I wouldn't say a very complicated character. She's pretty straightforward in terms of her elemental skill, elemental burst, not very complicated at all. And I think that's a good thing, because every player is going to be able to get her. So even for a player that's just starting Genshin Impact, she's going to be a very easy character to pick up, go, and be able to utilize her properly. And once again, you can use her any way that you want to. So probably a lot of new players are gonna, you know, use her in the fashion of elemental skill, elemental burst. I'm gonna just keep doing basic attacks and leaving her in. Where more veteran players or skilled players might, you know, get the 4 coils, do a couple attacks for like 2 seconds and then switch her out, you know, get some benefits of it and then switch her out to a main damage dealer, and then get the added benefits of that supporty type of role that she's providing. Slight supportive type of role. I'm not saying that it's like incredible or anything. It's just a decent, you know, decent attack boost. That's about it. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know if you're super excited about Aloy to drop in the game. I think as our first collab character, they did a good job, and the fact that she's free is a massive W, I think, in my opinion, to all players, but especially free to play and light spenders, and especially for people that miss out on Ganyu. I think this would be a character that you can slide in there as a decent alternative cryo bow user for the time being, until a Ganyu rerun comes, because then, you know, everybody's gonna go for Ganyu and she's just leagues leagues better. But anyways, I'm gonna get on out of here, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you guys for everything you've done here on the channel. And we're very close to the release of 2.1 and the Raiden Shogun and Kujosara dropping. Man, I'm super excited. Cannot wait. We'll be going live for those summons, by the way, if you're not aware. We'll be going live for those polls. I don't know if it's going to be right on when it drops or if it's going to be the next day. I haven't decided yet. I'll do a community post probably, so keep an eye out on the community tab of my channel for that. And yeah, all right, those are my announcements. I'm going to get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye, guys.